Hey folks, quick check-in before I jump on a United flight out to Portland. Heading out this weekend to support my brother Daniel Carcillo's new place, Experience Onward, out in Oregon. We actually have 3 No Fallen Heroes grant recipients that are going to be sitting with the medicine this weekend and doing some healing. Haven't been on a retreat in a while, and doing this, holding space, and seeing these folks heal is actually part of my healing. It's part of my journey, my path, and couldn't be more honored to help heal these heroes and also support my brother's new place out in Oregon. So really looking forward to it. Also, obviously getting ready to jump on an airliner from Fort Lauderdale into Denver and then into Portland, flying on United. Don't know if I'm on a regional from Denver to Portland, but I want to knock out a quick debrief. Obviously been in the media a lot with these aviation mishaps, and I want to cover a couple things. First of all, driving from Boca Raton on I-95 to Fort Lauderdale is like the Battle of Britain. It's more dangerous driving to and from the airport. That's not cliche to say, it's the truth. On average, there are 120 motor vehicle deaths every day in this country. There ain't 120 people dying every day in an airline crash or an airline mishap, okay? So the statistics prove and the data prove that flying is safe, okay? But let's talk about the Toronto crash, because I've been on the news a lot, and I want to give you my debrief without a reporter kind of interjecting. There is only one person responsible for that crash in Toronto. The captain, okay? He is ultimately responsible. And my sources, which are fairly close and pretty tight to this mishap, he was a simulator captain, is a simulator captain, right? We need folks in the schoolhouse to teach new hires, to teach recurrent, to do check rides and stuff like that in the simulator building. So he's a simulator instructor, but he has to fly. Simulator instructors have to fly every 90 days to maintain their proficiency and to get current. They got to go out and do a certain amount of takeoffs and landings and all sorts of stuff. So the captain in this mishap, it appears, might have been barely current, but certainly not proficient. Sitting in the schoolhouse flying a simulator does not give you real world flying experience, period. And obviously reports are the first officer was a young lady, recent graduate of University of North Dakota, who's got a great flight program, so very, very new in the airplane, and obviously not too experienced flying in sporty weather conditions with drifting snow and gusty winds. So at the end of the day, to be clear, the only person responsible for this mishap is the captain. Now, it appears that this young lady was flying the aircraft. Now that might be a cause, right? Their ultimate words are important, otherwise why do we talk? Responsibility rests with the captain. Now the cause might be improper crosswind landing technique, improper flare, all sorts of stuff. They're gonna dig into the causes. But at the end of the day, that captain, ultimately responsible. Maybe you should have asked that young lady, like, hey, you feel okay taking this leg? Kind of some sporty weather conditions. And if I were the captain with a young, inexperienced first officer, I would have been riding shotgun on those controls, right? I would not have been, there would have been a very tight leash. But let's talk about experience. How do you get experience as an aviator? Experience, right? So, I was born the world's best fighter pilot. But no, you don't wake up, folks. You're not born with thousands of hours of flight experience. You actually have to earn your experience. So, whenever you're flying with somebody junior, if you're an instructor pilot, you have a leash, right? You let the leash out a little bit, and then you got to yank it back if you're seeing something unsafe. So ultimately, the captain needed to be monitoring her like he was flying the airplane. And obviously the TSB, the Transportation Safety Board up in Canada, is digging into all this stuff. I guarantee you they've already listened to the flight recorders and they know exactly what was going on back and forth. But let's be clear about something. I feel bad for this young lady. There's no way she woke up that morning and was like, you know what, I plan on flipping a jet today. It's just obviously that didn't happen. You have to assume everybody's doing their best. But at the end of the day, she got a piece of paper recently that said, you are certified to fly that airplane in any weather condition, any circumstances, right? God forbid, on that leg to Toronto, the captain dropped dead, heart attack, gone. She needs to be able to operate that aircraft safely and effectively, okay? So obviously a lot of blame is going to be on the pilot who was flying, which sounds like the young lady, but ultimate responsibility, one more time, is with the captain. He or she signs for the airplane and owns it. Let me give you a quick Navy example. If an aircraft carrier runs aground, right, and the captain's sleeping, eating, working out on a treadmill, or down in the reactor, you know, hanging out with some sailors shooting a shit, who is ultimately responsible and who gets fired? The captain. Now, it's not a career-enhancing move for the guy or the gal driving the boat, and, you know, obviously a lot of people are probably going to get clipped too, but ultimately the captain is responsible. He or she has to be, right? And if I'm the admiral that's firing the captain, I'm going to say, well, you know, captain, maybe next time spend less time eating, sleeping, or on the treadmill, or down in the reactor room, and teach people how to drive your boat better. You're fired. So, responsibility. Again, feel awful for this young lady, but she needed to be able to land that airplane safely. Captain needed to jump in and probably take over as soon as he saw things going to shit. When in doubt, you know, we have a saying in aviation, if there's any doubt, there's no doubt. Add power, go around. They have enough gas to try a ton of landings or go to a different airfield. So thank God, literally, thank God, this wasn't worse, okay? So, but listen to me, get ready to get on an airplane, feel completely confident in air travel, and you can too, okay? So do me a favor this weekend, send a little love out to Oregon. Just kind of close your eyes and send some love to these heroes who will be sitting in ceremony, wanting to heal, to be better for themselves, for their family, their friends, their wives, their husbands, their children, and this world. I think this world would be a much better place if all of us tried to heal. Okay? Have a great rest of your day. Fights on. Namaste and basi basi. Whiz out.